Hey guys, this is Manav Jain joined with my brother.
Hey guys, my name is Arnav, also known as Zappy.
Okay, so the reason we kind of just started this podcast is because we're both equally passionate about Marvel movies, as you can see from the title of our podcast. It's the Marvel Maniacs.
And
So-
usually we both fight with each other that who knows better about Marvel movies, about
Yeah,
Marvel.
that's our number
Constant
one topic
fighting,
to
yeah.
fight. So this guy, we're both equally passionate, and that's pretty much the reason why we started these podcasts. Because we kept coming across this YouTube videos where people are giving rundowns of the movies and telling where Easter eggs are. So we want to do kind of the same thing, but
In a
you
new
know, we
way, in a
don't-
podcast way.
yeah, we didn't really have the patience to sit and make the
Record a
entire
video and
and we didn't really have the tools, so anyways, without any further ado, let's dive into it. But before we proceed, a quick disclaimer.
there's spoilers alert. And as you know, on Jan 15th, a new series has been launched by Disney Plus and Marvel, known as the WandaVision, and is the best ever series I've watched in my whole life. So guys, before you hear our podcast,
And guys,
please,
this guy is not even 15 years. How old are you? You're 13, right?
yeah, 13. I'm
Yeah,
13.
he's 13 and he's already watching series, and I'm 21. We didn't even know what series were when we were 13. Anyways,
And I
so
have a phone before you, Like
Yeah.
he had a phone in
Yeah,
10th,
God
12th,
damn.
and I'm in still 7th.
yeah.
So, lucky enough.
Anyways, let's stop the chitter chatter. And this episode, we actually want to cover episode 1, 2, and 3, right? About
Yeah, 1,
WandaVision
2, and
because
3
they're
about
quite
WandaVision.
similar.
Yeah, quite similar.
Right?
The 80s and the 90s.
Yeah,
The
okay.
era which they are they're showing us.
So yeah, that's pretty crazy, right? Like how they just, the last movie from Marvel, like the big significant one was Endgame, right?
Which was
And-
around 2 years, 2019.
2019, so almost 2 years. I
21,
remember
yeah.
when we went to watch it. It was first
We,
show. We watched it.
me and my brother, we went for the first day first show, and
And,
we
yeah.
loved the movie so much. I watched Endgame in theaters around 7 to 8 times with my friends, with my family, with
7
my
to 8
brother.
times. Are you serious?
Yeah, and once we went for another movie, we didn't like it, so we changed and we went
Oh
to.
yeah, I remember this
Yeah,
one.
we-
Yeah, we
we-
were there
we
for a
changed-
crappy Hollywood movie. Very typical type and
Typical
very
like
boring.
EA fighting action scene. We didn't like it, so we
So we
changed
just
the
kind of
theater.
there was Endgame playing in,
Yeah,
in
we
an
fooled
adjacent
that guy for the
yeah, for the 3D glasses.
For the
There's
3D
Endgame
glasses.
playing in 3D in an adjacent screen.
Theater.
So we just
So we were like, yeah, just please.
we just
give
scammed
it, we
away
lost.
we kind of just scammed away into that movie hall.
And now I
But,
feel like we both know the proper dialogues of every
yeah,
single
I
scene.
mean, yeah.
It's like
we watched,
I'm worthy.
we watched, yeah. we watched so many how many the 21
22,
movies, 22 movies now, right?
including the Hulk. I
We
think.
watched 22 movies by now, and we watched it multiple times. We watched it at
Yeah,
least 3-4
multiple
times.
times. And it was so tough on the day when WandaVision released. We both were like, no,
Oh
what do we
my
do?
god!
We didn't
yeah,
have
let's-
Disney Plus.
Yeah,
Hotstar.
before actually getting into the story of
Before 2 months, we were like, oh shit, now what do? We don't have Disney Plus.
yeah,
Hotstar.
this guy actually
I-
promised me to
I promised him
actually
that
get-
okay, yeah, my friend has it, but then in the last moment, my friend said, "Oh no, I have VIP," and then I'm like, "Oh shit."
Yeah, so basically, if you're in India, you need
You need
Hotstar.
VIP
Yeah,
and
you need
you
Hotstar
need
Premium.
premium.
And we had Hotstar VIP. So
VIP means
that
only
was
Hindi
kind of the whole.
channels.
Yeah, that was kind of the whole deal. That was quite funny. Like the way I reacted. I was in office that day, and
And
I
then
had
I'm
to
like,
make the
oh my
payment.
God.
I had to make the payment $1,500, right?
1,500, and then we're like, shit.
And then we're like, oh my god.
He had only 500 bucks in
And
his Paytm.
I'm like the only cash person here. I hardly use these Paytms or Google Pay. So I'm usually heavily
like
loaded
then
on
we
cash,
called our
but very-
sister. We did call our sister, and
Yeah,
then
I had to-
She gave us cash around 1,000 rupees. He had 500, and then immediately we
Yeah,
we
and
paid
it
them,
was-
and then we watched.
It
and
actually starts airing at 1:30, but
1:30 in Indian
yeah,
time.
it starts airing at 1:30 p.m. So that's usually a lunchtime. So it's pretty good time when we just come in. So
We
that
enjoy
day,
our food with
15 Jan, right?
15th Jan, yeah.
Yeah, 15 Jan. I remember this day so clearly. I rushed home. I called this bugger up from office since like 12:30, probably
Yeah.
an hour before
And
that.
then I had my school going on and I'm like, who cares? I'm just going
Yeah,
to
who
watch
cares?
it.
Yeah, this guy had his
I
online
just
class
left
going
my
on.
online class and I'm like,
His
no,
mom
I
whooped
don't
his ass
care.
that day.
Oh yeah, my mom, she screwed me up that day. She's like, what is
Oh
this?
my god. Yeah, that's pretty wild that day. So
You know, before the WandaVision was getting released, you know, Marvel was every day posting so many posts, so many videos about it, and I'm like, this is gonna be lit. This
yeah,
is
we
gonna
didn't
be
even
lit.
know. Like, it's so unexpected. Like now we're watching it, and just
I
few
thought
months
Black
before.
Widow was coming before, and then
Yeah, it's very sad.
suddenly they came. Oh my god! I'm like WandaVision on 15th.
They did a rundown of all the shows that they're going to do.
Yeah,
and I guess it's more than 20, a total number of 20 or 25 shows and
Yeah,
movies
more than
coming
that,
out
more than that.
in the next 2 or 3 years, right? It's crazy. It's going to be crazy. Next few years are going to be crazy for
For
MCU.
Marvel and for MCU.
For
It's gonna
MCU.
be-
And for MarvelManiacs, that's us. Yeah, and
It's been a lot of chit chat. It's been around 6 to 7 minutes of
yeah,
talking.
we've just been chit-chatting about all this gender stuff.
How was the
let's
struggle
go-
for watching WandaVision?
Yeah,
A struggle.
yeah, that's the struggle, you know. So let's actually get into the episode 1, 2, and 3, and let's just give you a breakdown of what actually happened. So, Happy, you want to take it away?
Yes, shall we start?
Yeah. So, episode 1, I'm not sure what it's called. Let me just check that real quick. What's episode 1 called?
Mrs. and Mrs. Hart ka kuch hai na?
Yeah, something like that. Okay, so episode 1 is called Filmed Before a Live Studio Audience. So, yeah, that's.
No,
what-
I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean, I just looked it up, guys. I just looked it up, and that's what it says. So, yeah, in front of a studio audience, right? So,
Okay,
this
so-
pretty much gives us a glimpse about. I mean, if you really get into like the details, you see that it's black and white, right?
Yeah,
And
they're
it's
portraying,
it's
I
a
think.
completely different era. So we kind of know what's going on. Wanda's creating an alternate reality.
And that's
But why is
it's-
she doing that?
Why is she doing that? Who's doing that? And
Yeah, and we don't even know if it's Wanda who's actually doing that because when we are recording this, we have already watched the 7th episode and we don't want to actually reveal anything that's going on in the 7th episode.
So,
It's
like-
going to be heavy spoilers. So, okay, so basically, I feel Wanda isn't the only one in control.
Yeah, she's not
That's
the only one.
that's the biggest thing we can say about the
Yeah.
7th episode, right?
So it starts with like, you know, some neighborhood coming, some girl known as Agnes.
Agnes, yeah. Okay,
She
so
comes
she's
in. The scene starts like she comes in alone with Wanda and then she
yeah.
talks.
So basically, I guess it's a 50s or 60s kind of
Yeah,
setup, right?
so it starts like, you know, WandaVision are talking to each other, and then suddenly they see the calendar, and then there's a heart marked on 23rd August.
Okay, I guess you've gone too deep.
No,
into the
that's
story,
starting.
right?
Then they
Okay,
they
yeah.
both decide like what is happening, you know? Okay, why there is a heart, and then Wanda
I
is
guess-
not clearly
I
sure
guess-
about it.
I guess Arnav wants to go into the details, but we're not trying to give them the synopsis of the
No,
show.
I'm
Let's
just-
I feel we should tell them more about the scenario, about what's going on. You know,
Okay, yeah.
Probably that would be better because I don't really want to spoil.
You know,
the,
the further we go in the podcast, it's gonna be more time, and we're gonna more talk about it because the fifth,
Because
the
of
sixth, and
passion
the
that-
7th episode is like the main
don't
episodes.
don't spoil.
Yeah,
don't spoil
I'm
it.
just not gonna say anything about it right now.
So basically, we want to cover 1, 2, and 3 in this episode, right? Because
So basically, what happened in this episode is like Wanda and Vision are just staying in a reality which Vision is happy and Wanda is happy.
I mean, if you want to club it into one sentence, you would probably say that Wanda's created an alternate reality, and each episode of that alternate reality leading up to the third one is a different era of sitcoms.
Yeah, you know.
The first episode is black and white, 50s and 60s.
So do you want to
the
get
next
us some
episode-
Easter eggs? Just avoid them.
I
at the
actually,
first and
I
third
actually
episode.
can't remember. If you want to start,
Yeah,
I guess.
so it starts with they call their boss home, the Mrs. and Mrs. Hart.
Oh,
They
yeah.
call them home. So that's the main reason of the heart in the calendar. And Wanda thinks it's their anniversary.
Oh, yeah,
So
yeah.
that's a very funny scene, funny conversation between them and Wanda.
Yeah.
You know, like old MacDonald had a fan. yeah. Oh. Those scenes, the Marvel tried to portray it funny, and there's some laughter noise coming from behind, like the old
like
movies.
really old shows.
You know,
So
they have gone into the depth. Like this is the portraying
yeah,
that
this
it
is
is
typical
the
Marvel.
1980s.
This is classic Marvel. This is what Marvel would
They-
do. They
they
take you
don't
for the
even miss
full
any
full
detail.
experience.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
don't. They barely. I don't think you can find any flaw in Marvel movies or series for that matter.
You know, like there's a Indian movie known as Doom 2. It has 800 mistakes, and compared to Marvel, it's like I'm like, every single detail of Marvel is covered.
Yeah, that just shows how far the creative team
yeah.
have gone and the collective effort of
It's
all
it's
these
good
people.
how they're portraying it, no?
Yeah, I feel it's
I think
fun.
we've
I
gone-
feel I mean it's not a joke. Having I guess 4 or 5 billion they've done so far. Like they're top 4 in
Absolutely,
the
yeah,
top
yeah.
grossing movies, right? They have Avengers Endgame, Avengers Infinity
I think there's
War, both
fight
of
in
them.
every school that you do like Marvel or DC,
Oh,
kids,
yeah.
kids start fighting with each other. I'm like, no, I like Batman. No, I like Iron Man.
Yeah, I don't get the logic behind people running after
And
DC.
the kids which are not in kindergarten, the only person they know is Spider-Man and Hulk.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, I am Hulk. Oh, I am Hulk.
Yeah.
I have a small
us.
brother. He's like, oh, I am Hulk. I am Hulk. I love Hulk.
Yeah, I
like
guess
Hulk.
that was probably us before. That was
Yeah.
That was us few years ago before we actually knew
Knew
how crazy Marvel is gonna be for us and
Yeah.
what a big part of our lives is gonna be. Pretty crazy. Anyways, coming to episode 1, 2, and 3.
OV. Yeah.
Yeah, we've diverted from the topic quite a few times, so I guess let's just focus on 1, 2, and 3.
On 1,
right?
2, and 3.
So
let's
first
start with
episode,
episode 1.
episode 1 50s and 60s,
Yeah.
episode 2 70s, and episode 3 80s. And the common theme around the whole, I guess if you kind of create a flow chart of how these episodes are going, the first intro is
Every
usually,
decades, she's
every
Wanda
decade.
is skipping every decade. Like if she's in 60s now, the next episode she's going in 70s.
Yeah,
like
and
80s,
the town,
90s.
and the town Westview is completely controlled by her.
Oh yeah,
powers now,
and the
right?
town name is Westview.
Yeah, it's
remember the
completely-
name, okay? Yeah, remember the
I
name.
hope they drop a nice Easter egg on this, but I don't really. We
Come on,
haven't
we have
really
already
come
seen the
across-
7th episode, man.
Oh yeah, let's see what happens. 2 more episodes to go till WandaVision.
Actually starts and the proper Easter eggs come in.
Yeah,
Okay, so
actually
we were
gonna-
in the first episode, and then Mrs. and Mr. Hart come for dinner,
Yeah.
and then suddenly Mrs. Hart
Okay, yeah.
asks-
The show is it takes you on like a roller coaster of emotions, right? Don't you feel? Because
yeah.
Because in one moment it's so
hilarious. Funny and
it's so hilarious.
And second moment
And then
it's like
in
so
the next moment,
mysterious.
it becomes
what's
mysterious and
happening?
almost creepy. It almost feels like a horror movie.
So let me just
Because,
tell you. So
yeah.
what happened is like
tell
Mrs.
them about the exact scene.
Okay, yeah. So Wanda thought that is their anniversary, and Vision got Mrs. and Mrs. Hart, their boss, home for dinner. So Wanda had the chaos in her house about how to create the dinner, and then she messed up something. Those parts are very hilarious. Then after that,
Okay,
she
where it
finally
actually starts becoming creepy is when they all actually sit down and they're having dinner,
So-
and then Mr. Hart, right? Mr. Hart brings up
he
something
keeps
about
asking questions like, "Where are you from?
yeah. He makes
Where are
these
you married? Why don't you have
yeah.
a child?"
These questions are actually very uncomfortable for Wanda, right?
So what does she does? Like
So-
she suddenly is just choking.
Okay, so there's no actual proof if actually she's done it, but with all the things
the-
that
all
are
the
going
things,
on,
yeah.
with
We
all the
think-
things that we've seen so far in WandaVision, it's pretty much possible that it could have been her who actually made Mr. Hart choke on whatever he was eating, right? On the food.
And you remember how Mrs. Hart was reacting? She was like,
Oh
"Stop
yeah,
it!" She
the
was like, "Stop
reaction
it!"
was so creepy. I
For a moment,
it felt like a horror
you
movie.
feel like, "Oh my god, this shit is gonna get crazy." You can't
Yeah.
watch it alone.
yeah.
For that moment,
Yeah.
you're like, "Oh shit, no."
Yeah, something.
So I think that's the
something-
only
something's up,
thing
yeah,
in
you
the
know.
first episode.
Yeah, that's pretty much it in the first episode. So you basically get a gist, that what Wanda
What is
trying to do.
happening
and
in the end, Vision asks, "Why is there no rings in them?" Then Wanda magically
yeah, she
creates
just
the
creates
rings.
rings.
That's
right?
only like a bit of
Oh yeah, and this one scene where Vision also confronts her with some uncomfortable questions, so she just reverses time. So
I don't think that's the first episode. You're going further.
are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay, I'm so sorry. Maybe that's the second
Oh,
episode, but
means-
anyways, we're going
yeah,
to cover it all together. But
So
anyways,
second episode was?
no. Okay, so I guess the conclusion for the first episode is when the show's ending and the credits are rolling,
Yeah.
they kind of zoom out and we get to see someone taking notes
Oh yeah,
That
yeah.
is
That's
what-
yeah.
We know
that's
who
some-
that person is, but we're not going to
Oh,
reveal it
yeah.
in this episode. It's going to be in the next episode. Anyways, if you
Oh
watch
my god,
the,
you just said
know-
something. You just
you
said
know-
something which might tell them the idea.
yeah,
Okay, don't.
It's
just,
in the 4th episode, so anyways, you're going to know about it in the
yeah.
next
So
episode of
is
our podcast.
ending like there's a girl who is taking the
We
notes.
don't know if it's a girl.
Yeah, we
can't
don't
tell.
know.
We know it's a girl, but we
Yeah,
can't tell.
we can't
it's a
tell
girl,
who is
but okay.
it actually.
Okay, there is someone who's looking through an old television and taking down notes. So we're not going to tell you who it is. We know who it is, but we're not going to tell you. But
Okay, so
that's the conclusion for
first
episode number
episode.
1. Okay, so moving on to the second episode. Second episode is a little bit, it's a little bit more intense, right? In terms of, there's some creepy elements.
Yeah, there are. So it starts with how they both practice for the magic act, right?
Yeah, the magic act, which we get to
So,
see at the
yeah.
end of the episode. So that's a little bit fun. That's quite funny, the magic act and
the
everything.
magic act.
Yeah, but no, initially when they're sleeping in the bedroom and there's something knocking on the outside.
Yeah, there's something
know
knocking
that.
on the outside.
Okay, so that
So there's
reveal comes in the 4th episode, right?
No, that comes in that episode only. But instead, like when they
No,
were
like-
sleeping together, there's a tree which is hitting.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
the thing.
so that's the thing, and then after that, the whole magic show. And then you remember Dottie, who's conducting all this?
No, Dottie. No, Dottie
when
comes in the
Dottie
middle.
and-
Dottie comes in the middle. She's introduced a little bit in the middle of the
yeah.
episode, saying that she's one of the most important people in the town, and she basically runs the. She basically
she's like
runs
the
many
main-
events,
main-
many events in the town, right?
Yeah,
Dottie.
she's the main in the society.
Yeah, she's like the main woman, main man, main woman, it's like that.
Yeah.
And yeah, so first creepy thing happens when the helicopter comes in, right? The
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically what we have to understand is the whole thing is in black and white, even in this episode. It's basically
Yeah.
first and second episode in black and white.
But suddenly
And
we see some color.
so there's some chopper helicopter kind of thing that comes in, right? Red color helicopter.
yellow.
Okay, so this reveal is what I'm talking about. That comes in the 4th episode.
Yeah, that
The
comes
red-
in the 4th episode. Yeah,
but
that comes.
let's not go too ahead of us, ahead
Yeah.
of ourselves. Okay, so why is the helicopter there? No one knows. Okay, so
Yeah,
the
until
helicopter is what is making the sound on Wanda and Vision's bedroom window,
yeah.
right? So how she finds out is she sees this anomaly. Anything in color obviously is anomaly when
Yeah.
everything else is in black and white, right? So the chopper comes in and lands in one of her bushes when she's just standing outside and talking to what's her name?
Agnes.
Right? Agnes. So it just it's very weird how that happens. And that's the first creepy thing, and then the second creepy thing is as we were telling about Dottie, right? Dottie, so Wanda and Dottie are having a one-on-one conversation during some planning of the magic show event.
No, I think Dottie questions her, why is she doing this?
Yeah, Dottie questions her, and
Yeah,
then,
and then
there's a
there's a
voice on a
radio.
radio, the radio which is kept
Like,
close by, right?
Yeah, it says who's doing this to you.
Yeah,
Wanda?
who's doing this to you, Wanda? And it repeats
Wanda
3
repeats
times.
it. Yeah, it repeats.
And then
And
she
then
just
she
crushes
just-
the glass.
Yeah, and then she
Right,
breaks
and again it's black and white, but then only her blood is seen.
only her blood
Only her
is
blood
red,
is seen
yeah.
as
Like,
red
because
color.
she breaks
right?
the glass,
She,
yeah.
she breaks the glass. So yeah, when everything is in black and white and only this thing is in red, so that's another anomaly in this episode. And then the final anomaly comes in the end of the episode, right?
Yeah, when this someone enters from the
Yeah, someone enters from the sewers. Yeah, sewage. So yeah, the manhole, and he's dressed in a beekeeper's outfit,
yeah.
right?
and suddenly Wanda
And
just
looks
says
at Wanda. No, he looks at Wanda and Vision, and Vision knows something's up, right? So this is where Vision's character building pretty much starts. So Vision has no previous knowledge about who he
Yeah.
is before the episodes of WandaVision, and he only starts figuring out
What
when,
happening when after
yeah,
the
what's
third or
happening?
fourth episode.
Yeah, probably after the 3rd and 4th episode. So something's wrong. Okay, like you can feel something's
Yeah.
wrong, and so. And the way Wanda fixes something that's wrong is she just reverses time.
Yeah,
And
she
that's
just
what she
reverses
does.
time, yeah,
That's what she does, and then
she
the
uses
episode.
the memory, yeah.
and then the episode ends.
No, in the end of the episode, she colors everything into.
Yeah, that's at the
proper
end of
color.
the that's at
In
the end of the episode, which
everything is full
which
color.
sets up the 3rd episode.
Which is, yeah, correct.
Okay.
And she's even pregnant in the this thing episode.
Yeah, by the time the second episode ends, you can see
she's
a little
pregnant.
baby. Yeah, you can see a little bit baby bump, on her
Yeah.
stomach. So things are moving pretty fast for So the first episode was 50s, second episode is 60s. So
Third
the
is-
third episode is bound to be the 70s. And things are moving very fast. And she even points it out in a future episode that things move pretty fast out here in the suburbs, and that's there even in the trailer. So you don't have to worry about it. We're not spoiling anything from there. Yeah, so that's what's been up in the first and second episode. Now the third episode is where things really start to get out of hand. Right? This, I feel, out of the first, second, and third episode's the most important, right?
Yeah.
No, it's the most important in terms of
because
what's happening.
Third episode, you get an idea
of what's actually happening. Right.
So should we start with the third episode?
Yeah, let's. Now you can talk about the third episode.
Okay, so the third episode starts like Wanda is having a baby. Like she's pregnant, and then the Vision calls the doctor at home, and then she sees that she's around 4 months.
Yeah, something like
and
4 months.
And then Vision signs off to the doctor. There's something creepy going on with Herb.
Oh yeah, something. Yeah,
yeah, like Herb is cutting down his wall.
Yeah. Okay, so the neighbor Herb, right?
Yeah, the neighbor Herb.
Okay, so the doctor comes in for the first evaluation, and then he leaves, and Vision sees him outside their house.
And then there's something.
And then while he's going back home.
Wanda turns.
No, 1 second. I guess Geraldine's an important character now.
Geraldine is an important character, which comes later in the episode.
Oh, she comes later, is it?
Yeah, she comes.
No, but isn't she already inside when?
Yeah, she's already inside, but then her first introduction is after this episode.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So after Vision
I guess
goes back to visit Wanda, she's 6 months old now.
Like, yeah, now she's 6 months pregnant. Yeah.
So then Vision suddenly he's like, why is it going so quickly, you know?
Yeah, why now? Yeah, that's what we were talking about, right? Like, now Vision is thinking why things are going
so quickly.
Yeah. And once Vision starts questioning, Wanda just reverses time, which happens in this episode also. So
in the end.
No, in the end, it happens in between, right? When they're
talking.
When
they're talking, like what's happening.
When they're talking and she's already, babies are growing faster.
And one more thing is like, Wanda is creating a baby room with her magics and all.
Yeah, with her magic, yeah.
That's not so important, but the problem is like, whenever Wanda has pain, there's some chaos going in Westview.
Yeah.
Not
whenever she in Westview, like, because that's her. Yeah, she controls it, right?
If she has pain, the Westview also,
Yeah, so that's when we see that electricity is gone, and then water leakage,
everything goes,
everything's going haywire. So that not just in Wanda and Vision's house, right? It happens in Dottie's house and Herb's house and whatever.
Yeah.
So that's what's been up in the third episode, and I guess we've reached the middle of the third episode now.
Yeah, that's the middle, and then later.
Yeah, now the second part of the third episode is when Geraldine comes in, right?
Yeah,
that's when the entire setup is done.
When Geraldine comes in, and then she asks Wanda for a bucket because it's raining all over in Westview.
Yeah, and it's raining even in
her house.
Apparently
inside
her house. Okay, why this is important? Let's just tell you in a few minutes. Why she tells that it's raining inside her house. Okay, so Geraldine comes in, right?
Yeah,
and she helps Wanda deliver her babies.
Yeah, twins.
Yeah, twins. Basically,
and before that, both of them had a fight. Like, should it be Billy? Should it be Tommy? For the names.
For the name, because I guess some of this confusion is because Paul Bettany, who plays Vision, he's actually a Britisher, so. I guess Billy is a common name, and then Tommy is a common name in America. So I guess maybe something like that, but I'm not really sure. Is that the case?
So when they have the twins,
after they have the
there's something Geraldine asked which is pretty strange. Like, did you have a brother? And then Wanda said, "Yeah, I'm a twin."
And then she goes back to her original accent, the Sokovian accent. She goes back to her European. Yeah, she sings the Sokovian song, and then I guess she goes back to a Sokovian accent.
Yeah, she goes back to a Sokovian accent.
Yeah.
Proper Sokovian accent is seen in that part.
Yeah, and she says Pietro, not Pietro, or she says Pietro with the proper accent, right?
So then she said that yes, I have a twin.
Yes, I had a twin, and then
suddenly there's something problem.
Yeah, so Geraldine, she just points out that your brother Pietro, Ultron had killed him, right? Yeah, that's what she points out.
Wanda just gets suspicious.
Yeah, she gets suspicious, and then
just Wanda is like, "Who are you? Where are you from?" And then she says,
obviously because it's an alternate reality.
Yeah, then Wanda knows all this is happening inside her reality, and she knows that there's something outside her reality also.
Yeah, so only Wanda's aware of it.
So Wanda knows. So when Geraldine comes in, she says that you're killed by Ultron, and then Pietro was killed by Ultron. And then she gets very suspicious, and there they end the third episode. They end the third episode.
Then what happens after that is shown in a future episode.
That is in the fourth episode.
Yeah.
Or maybe the fifth.
Oh yeah, and then when Vision walks in.
That is the fourth episode.
No, Vision walks in and her head is dented,
That
right?
is fourth episode.
That's
yeah.
the third episode.
Fourth.
No, that is the third
Fourth,
episode.
fourth. I know.
No, because the babies are delivered and then
Fourth
she looks at
episode.
Vision and then no, that's the third
I don't
think
think that's the third episode.
That is the third episode.
Okay,
You
yeah,
have to watch it again probably because
So you know,
there's
like
so much
the
happening.
part,
Because
the part
they go
from-
in and out, so it's kind of confusing when what's happening, but you still understand the story that Wanda's
so
in
the
control.
part from when Thanos removed the Mind Stone from Vision.
Yeah,
it's
that
the
part
same
is dented
exact
and then
body, Vision is your like Wanda just forgets to recreate her reality and recreate Vision
during that two
seconds.
2-3 seconds, yeah.
And then
She
suddenly everything's like, what just happened?
Yeah.
In the third episode. And then
Oh, and one more thing that we didn't cover from the first, second, and third episodes are the commercials.
oh yeah, the commercial.
Yeah, the first
You know that
commercials
every-
about the
they're-
toaster. What's the second one about?
Toaster is from the Stark
From
Industries.
the first, yeah. Second one is
Second
the
one is
Hydra.
Strucker, the watch, Strucker watch.
Yeah, Strucker watch, and third one is the Hydra, the
Hydra,
bathing
Hydra
thing.
soap,
Hydra
Hydra
soap,
Hydra
right?
soap.
Hydra soap, yeah. So yeah, from the first, second, and third
So, like,
episode, there are some key
Some
points that
commercials,
yeah, some commercials. Now people have put out a lot of Easter eggs, right? What these commercials are. So each
So the main
commercial.
thing after you see these commercials, you're like, why is Hydra involved in all this?
Yeah, why is Hydra involved? Yeah, that's one big question. What is Hydra's involved? Is
And-
Hydra actually involved or?
Oh,
is
we
there
missed one
something
more
that's
part
going
from
on?
third episode. You know when Agnes comes and then with her, and then her
Oh, yeah, yeah.
says that we all are what? But then suddenly Agnes says, cut the shit and don't tell them this.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then
yeah.
one more part is when Doctor says that it's too tough to leave this small town.
Hmm.
Remember when they recall the doctor for removing the babies? The doctor says it's very tough to leave the town, small town. So Paul Bettany, I mean the Vision, is like confused, a bit confused, like what just happened?
Yeah.
And then
Yeah, so this actually happens when Vision is speaking to Herb and Agnes, right? They're just
and
standing there.
when he speaks to Herb and Agnes, they both say that is Geraldine inside? Vision says yes.
Oh
And
yeah,
then-
this is where people,
Yeah,
this is where
people-
Vision gets suspicious about Geraldine
Yeah.
because Agnes tells him something that is cause for suspicion, right?
So,
She
Agnes
just tells
says
him that
Geraldine doesn't have any
Geraldine
home.
doesn't have a home, so
She
what's she
walked
doing
from
inside
here,
Westview?
yeah.
So that's when we realize that.
And then one more thing is like if she didn't have any home, why did she go to ask a bucket?
Yeah.
So all these answers are in further episodes,
Yeah.
which are going to be interesting when we do this.
Yeah. So I guess
That's
that
the
concludes.
first 3 episodes.
Yeah, I guess that concludes what we had to say about the first 3 episodes. I hope you guys enjoyed listening to us as much as we are passionate to bring you these podcasts, the Marvel Maniacs, and hope to see you guys in the next episode. Keep listening and enjoy.